Welcome to the January 2021 Priority Report. We hope that you and your family and friends had a nice holiday season. We welcome a new year and the many opportunities and, yes, challenges that the new year brings. We're encouraged with the news that the COVID vaccine is actively being distributed in Michigan. The League is working with DIFS and the governor's office to obtain clarification for the vaccination timing for our credit union frontline workers. The current schedule for distribution does not list financial institutions specifically, and we're working to have that clarified. But generally, we're hopeful that vaccines are available or will be available as soon as the springtime for our credit union frontliners. Now, like you, we were shocked and saddened at the events that took place at our U.S. Capitol the first week of January as the electoral vote was being certified by Congress. We all condemn the actions of the individuals that broke the law and illegally entered and damaged the Capitol. We're thankful to the brave men and women who acted to protect those on site and ultimately to secure the building. It could have been far worse. However, we do not generalize or broadly brush the actions of a few to the Republican Party. And as I communicated to our credit union industry, as a bipartisan trade association, we will continue to support lawmakers based on how they support our credit union specific issues. The League will continue to represent all political interests by supporting lawmakers and candidates who share our commitment to improving the legislative and regulatory climate for credit unions. That said, along with our national affiliate, CUNA, we will be doing a reassessment, a reevaluation of our PAC policies and practices. There will be times, always, based on egregious actions by lawmakers or candidates, that we communicate our displeasure with certain actions and either reduce or eliminate financial support. But that analysis will be done based on a careful and thoughtful process and with lots of industry input. And generally, we will stick to credit union issues, financial services issues, and not allow partisan politics or non-credit union issues to impact our policy decisions as a credit union association. In that vein, on Thursday, January 14th, over 80 Michigan credit union leaders engaged in a bipartisan, constructive discussion that will help shape our current and future PAC policies. Thanks to all who shared their insights. For our PAC trustees and MCUL board members who participated, this input was appreciated and highly valued. Now, switching gears, we're optimistically planning for an in-person MCUL CUSG annual convention and exposition for August 22nd through the 25th in Traverse City. We can't wait to gather in person. Our team continues to monitor safety guidelines and is moving forward in planning this event so that it'll be safe as well as engaging for the attendees. CUNA has decided to keep the time frame for the CUNA Governmental Affairs Conference in early March and is also proceeding with a virtual format considering the pandemic. We encourage you to register for the event, and we're scheduling our Michigan legislative hike during that conference. The hike will be virtual, spread over several days, and we hope that you'll be able to join those important meetings with our lawmakers. You should have all received your 2021 affiliation information also. Thank you to those who have returned their dues already and who have supported the CULA cooperative advertising campaign and our Michigan Credit Union Foundation. We encourage all of you to affiliate by the end of January, if at all possible. And as always, we remain dedicated to strengthening the credit union community, helping credit unions serve, grow, and remain strong. If you have any questions about affiliation, please reach out to me personally or to your league rep or another member of our team. With regard to federal advocacy, over the past few weeks, a significant amount of work took place in our nation's capital as Congress moved to pass critical COVID-related funding and fiscal year 2021 appropriations legislation, as well as the National Defense Authorization Bill. Sadly, this is overshadowed by the events I referred to earlier, as well as the impeachment process that followed. But specific to this issue that I wanted to talk about, following months of disagreement, Congress ultimately crafted a massive $2.3 trillion omnibus bill The legislation combined fiscal year 2021 funding that will keep the government open until September 30th with emergency funding of important COVID-19 relief programs, such as unemployment, stimulus checks, and rental assistance, along with changes and extensions to programs initially created under the CARES Act that were set to expire. And now President-elect Joe Biden is working to suggest another stimulus bill that we'll be monitoring very closely for the new Congress. Important to credit unions, though, in this year-end legislation, the $284 billion allocation to the SBA PPP program for first-time borrowers and another round for second-time borrowers was important. To ensure PPP loans reach the smallest and hardest hit businesses, the legislation sets aside $15 billion specifically for community financial institutions and an additional $15 billion for certain small depository institutions. On January 11th, the PPP loan portal opened to accept first draw loan applications from CDFI and MDI lenders only. Shortly after, the portal was open to all lenders, including institutions not CDFI or MDI designated. Now, some important legislative changes to PPP included establishing a simplified forgiveness application for loans up to $150,000, something that we've been asking for, and providing lenders with assurances that no enforcement action will be taken against a lender who acted in good faith and complied with all regulations. A more detailed list of PPP reforms can be found on our website at mcul.org in the COVID-19 response section of the site. Now, several non-PPP provisions supported by the League and CUNA were also included in that year-end bill, such as a CECL standard delay, extension of the CLF or Central Liquidity Facility, and troubled debt restructuring provisions, and $12 billion in funding for CDFI and MDI programs, all important. Lastly, it also allows forgiven mortgage debt to be exempted from income taxes until 2025, extends the deductibility of mortgage insurance premiums through 2021, and amends the CARES Act so federal credit unions can apply for and receive the employee retention tax credit. As mentioned, Congress was also working on the National Defense Authorization Bill, vetoed by the President in mid-December. However, both chambers voted to override the President's veto, and the bill became law, introducing MCUL and CUNA supported Bank Secrecy Act and anti-money laundering provisions that were part of that important legislation. In 2021 and 2022, we'll see a significant change in leadership in Washington, obviously, as Democrats will now hold majorities in both the Senate and House, as well as the White House, following the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris on January 20th. The change in leadership is expected to bring about opportunities and challenges for credit unions. These changes always do. We look forward to working with you to educate our federal policymakers on credit union priorities, and we will adapt to this new environment to make sure that credit union interests are protected and that opportunities for the industry are advanced. Now to shift to our state advocacy agenda. At the state level, the legislature is set to return in January to kick off the 2021-2022 legislative session. Our team does not expect much action in the month of January, as the new legislators settle into their roles and committees and leadership posts are filled. The governor is set to hold her second State of the State address virtually on January 27th, and we look forward to seeing what new policy provisions are in that address. Our team will be focusing our efforts on meeting with and educating the new members of the House of Representatives on the importance of the credit union difference and our not-for-profit tax status. The advocacy team will also continue to monitor and provide updates on COVID-19 related legislation, emergency orders, and vaccine guidance as additional details are made available. Now, a number of pieces of legislation were signed by the governor in the waning days of 2020. Our staff has been very busy. Legislation including extension of validity of driver's licenses, extension of electronic and remote notarization guidance, data breach notification, mandatory reporting of financially vulnerable adult exploitation, and COVID-19 relief were some of the top bills our team followed and worked on actively. The governor signed all of our top priority bills with the exception of the data breach package. We will continue to work with the governor's team and other interested parties this session to address any lingering concerns and push forward on that important issue. Let me speak about regulatory compliance now, an important priority for the association. In regulatory affairs, our team continues to work with compliance professionals and the compliance network to identify needs within the credit union space. The compliance conference is right around the corner and will be held virtually on January 26th and 27th. To register or find out more about the event, check the education events section of our MCUL website or contact one of our team members. We continue to track emerging regulations from the State Department of Health and Human Services on mask and PPE requirements for businesses and Michigan Occupational Safety and Health Administration guidance on workplace safety. As more details from these agencies are available, we will update our website as always on our COVID-19 response webpage of MCUL.org. Another high priority for the MCUL is consumer awareness, as you know, and our C-Link cooperative advertising campaign. This year, we aim to expand awareness for consumers, legislators, and business owners alike. A series of messages for our new Banking Built for People campaign is streaming across the state, emphasizing the benefits of credit unions' not-for-profit model. This campaign uses lessons learned from the past, including the turmoil of the prior year, and drives home the message, "We are people helping people," our mantra. This month, the Banking Built for People campaign was launched in media markets, continuing to move the needle of support for our member credit unions. We appreciate your support so much for the C-Link campaign. Credit unions can visit the MCUL.org C-Link page on our website to view the new digital ads, learn more about the consumer messaging strategy, and download marketing assets helpful in our individual marketing campaigns, including downloadable videos with your logos and URLs to customize and tie into the campaign. As satisfaction with C-Link continues to grow year over year, we strongly encourage your full fair share support for this program. We continue to see a strong correlation between the campaign's investment and the level of public awareness that it generates, and it ties in so significantly with our advocacy efforts. We are proud of the partnership between MCUL and our member credit unions to expand consumer reach, provide hope, and offer solutions to those in need. Thank you for your continued support of this important cooperative advertising campaign in 2021. In 2020, the Michigan Credit Union Foundation supported credit union community outreach and financial health initiatives with a total of $220,000 in funding. This support fueled grants for community enrichment initiatives, helping 32% of our credit unions directly, and financial education programs reaching thousands of families across the state on behalf of all of our 213 credit unions in Michigan. The challenges of the pandemic continue into 2021 with ongoing economic hardships for Michigan families and businesses, and a corresponding need for increased credit union social mission activities, as you know. That's why it's the Foundation's goal this year to raise and utilize at least $240,000 to boost credit union impact with support in three main areas: financial education and counseling, community enrichment grants, and credit union leadership development, all important priorities for credit unions. The Foundation is ready to help your credit union start your 2021 community enrichment activities with grant funding or with assistance for virtual financial reality fairs. Early in spring, the Michigan Credit Union Foundation Enhanced Financial Counseling Training will again be coordinated with program funding for all participants and full scholarships for small credit unions. Of course, all these programs depend on the generous continued support from our credit union community and business donors. An annual fundraising is underway, and we need your support. If you haven't yet made a 2021 donation, I encourage you to consider supporting the great work of the Michigan Credit Union Foundation in 2021. To learn more about MCUF activities, to apply for funding, or to donate, please contact our Executive Director, Beth Troost. And thank you for your support and continued engagement with the Michigan Credit Union Foundation. In the area of education and events, the new year is bringing a great lineup of training from the Michigan Credit Union League education team, including the Virtual Compliance Rules Conference being held January 26th and 27th. This will be followed by the Lending Trends Conference in February and the Marketing Madness Conference in March, also being offered virtually. And each event includes 4 bonus webinars delivered throughout the year. We're excited about new training formats that have been developed to enhance learning, to decrease screen fatigue, and maximize interaction to help credit union professionals get the most out of these learning experiences. Online registration is open, so be sure to visit mcul.org for more information on what is ahead in 2021. We look forward to continuing these virtual events even as we look to transition to hybrid events and in-person events later in the year. And in that vein, the exciting news that we want to share regarding AC&E, to increase the likelihood of holding the event in person this year, we've changed the date to August 22nd through the 25th. The event will be held at the Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. Watch for more information, but pencil that in on your calendar, and we're really hoping to have an in-person event in August. Now, CU Solutions Group has a lot to report on, with the coronavirus pandemic making it virtually impossible to rely on brick and mortar services alone for credit unions. CUSG Technology Solutions made several important partnerships and acquisitions in 2020. For example, our partnership with Silver Cloud provided credit unions access to remote technologies, including automated member support, turnkey chatbots, and digital employee support. We also launched a partnership with PocketNest, allowing us to offer a white-labeled mobile financial budgeting tool. The branded app assists credit unions and their members in their fiscal planning, walking them step by step through financial budgeting and goal attainment, something that is more important than ever. Our Technology Solutions division also partnered with Abrigo on its Paycheck Protection Program solution. This allowed us to help credit unions extend lending services and address the needs of new small business borrowers. And of course, this is important with the PPP money being expanded now with the new legislation. In the fourth quarter, we announced the partnership also with Ondot to offer a digital card management platform similar to those offered by tech giants like Apple, Google, and Samsung. The technology team also executed on a partnership with CalcXML, a premier provider of customized financial tools and a financial stability index. Credit unions can leverage these resources to deliver snapshots of a member's financial risk exposure in 4 areas: retirement, protection, liquidity, and debt management. In addition to these new partnerships and investments, we've remained committed to providing safe, attractive, and intuitive web design and hosting services to roughly 400 credit unions nationwide and to CUSO clients as well. Along with the ADA digital compliance services powered by AudioEye, we've made continual improvements with new and expanded modules to help with website accessibility. Looking ahead, Technology Solutions will add new features and updated dashboards to enhance the user experience of our content management system, including a new partnership with Video Cloud, a secure video stream and banking platform. These are all being done based on input from our clients to meet the needs that they have with remote service delivery technology. For 2020, our marketing solutions team has been very active. Our Love My Credit and Rewards program saw the sunset of our Sprint partnership and the transition into a partnership with no contract wireless leader TracFone. With this new partnership, we're able to provide credit union members a monthly discount of up to 25%. Early reception of TrackPhone has been great, with more than 300 credit unions attending webinars in the last quarter of 2020 and more than 150 credit unions already enrolled, many of those being Michigan credit unions. Additionally, Love My Credit and Rewards added two more core partners in 2020, Carvana and Identity Iq. Now, Identity Iq is a unique identity theft and credit protection company that protects members from multiple angles: education and credit tracking, fraud and theft prevention, insurance coverage, and full onshore restoration services. Carvana is the leading e-commerce platform for buying certified pre-owned vehicles and is the fastest growing auto retailer in the United States, believe it or not. Members can get pre-approved for an auto loan with their credit union and receive a $100 cash reward from Love My Credit and Rewards. In addition to these new partnerships, we continue to move forward with Intuit's top-of-the-line TurboTax Online product. Through 2020, CUSG remains TurboTax's top-producing affinity partner in the financial services sector. In 2020, MemberXP designed and launched a new sentiment analysis tool as part of its complete member experience suite. The new sentiment analysis captures previously unquantifiable data from the member experience and adds it to MemberXP's closed-loop measurement system. Another large key collaboration this past quarter was with White 64, a credit and service organization owned by PenFed Credit Union, the third largest credit union in the country. Through the partnership, CUSG will offer White 64's award-winning marketing and advertising services to our clients. Along the same lines in marketing, now in its 12th year, Save to Win continued to generate steady growth. Nearly 150 credit unions across 22 states are currently promoting Save to Win to their members. Now with more than 32,000 accounts, $200 million has been saved and $3.5 million in prizes have been awarded to credit union members nationwide. Finally, in early response to the pandemic, Cube TV Studios produced a series of ads to reinforce credit unions' not-for-profit, people-first service mantra, noting the availability of emergency loans, loan restructuring, and deferred payments. Building on the popularity of these simple to customize videos, Cube TV launched VidFuel, a digital library of pre-produced videos, focusing on topics like home and auto, credit, checking and savings. Credit unions can brand these videos for a nominal fee. Now, HR Performance Solutions ended the year with solid, consistent growth of core products, Performance Pro and Compies. Planning Pro also saw encouraging sales and engagement numbers with more on the horizon for 2021. Improved usability and increased growth were fueled by across-the-board integration of all of these HR products. Now, an advantageous addition in 2020 to our core HR products was the Learning Center. As a standalone app or integrated with Performance Pro, the Learning Center, or TLC, supports employee learning and development with more than 100 credit union courses and exams, including regulatory and compliance training in this best-in-class learning management system. By the end of 2020, all four of our owned software solutions, Performance Pro, Compies, Planning Pro, and the Learning Center, received upgraded code bases and servers that supported software expansions. For example, Compies' new manager, merit, and bonus pay tables, and Planning Pro's growth as a general industry solution for virtual teams. Midway through the year, CU Solutions Group and a company called PlanSmith came to an agreement on their budgeting software called Compass, which is widely used in the financial services industry. Compass is a powerful and dynamic application that can help credit unions assess the financial impact of current economic conditions and make more informed decisions. This software enables a quick import of core system data to enhance budget accuracy with integrated forecasting and includes comprehensive liquidity and stress testing. Finally, turning to our strategic advisory solutions. In 2020, CUSG collaborated with 6 leagues and League InfoSite to create CU Risk Intelligence, governance, risk, and compliance platform with a suite of products that are branded as Affirmex, CompliSite, and CU Vendor Management. This actually began in 2019 and expanded in 2020. In May, CU Risk Intelligence efforts focused on regulatory amendments and the Paycheck Protection Program, enhancing the development of new risk management and compliance how-to videos and newsletter content. 11 videos were produced for the free Compliance Cares series, and a Knocking COVID-19 Out of the Workplace staff training kit was deployed to address CDC recommended topics. The integration of CompliSite and Affirmex was pursued in Q4 to bring more flexible options to credit unions. Governance was refreshed as a product to be an inclusive branding of all the division's governance efforts, which is now housed in the e-advisory system. 7 products have been added under the Governance label, including 5 educational videos, 1 consulting service offering, and 1 downloadable product. Our e-advisory virtual consulting services have grown tremendously this past year with an addition of 30 new offerings and tools. These services provide a safe and convenient way to benefit from our strategic planning and risk management expertise while allowing us to reach groups who would not otherwise have access to these high-level resources. For the recent strategic planning season, our Strategic Advisory Services Division has evolved their services to be scalable in an environment where credit unions' needs change so quickly. The team developed options for completely virtual, socially distanced, in-person, and a hybrid approach to planning. What credit unions need and how they need it, we'll be there to provide support for planning. Now, as we look ahead into 2021, we've laid out 5 strategic priorities for CU Solutions Group. Those are: 1, to enhance and grow the TrackPhone and TurboTax programs and launch new Love My Credit Rewards partnerships. Reinvent and improve all core solutions with greater focus on credit union priorities is number 2. 3, grow sales for all of our core offerings in credit union, non-credit union, and international credit union sectors. Next is to use the subsidiary structure for strategic partnerships and shared ownership. And finally, to improve our capital investment strategies and execution and streamline expenses, as well as growing sales of our new CU Risk Intelligence, AudioEye, CalcXML, CTS services, Learning Center, Member XP, and other new solutions. We have a lot on our plate, but those are our highest priorities. Well, on behalf of the MCUL and CUSG, we thank our Michigan credit community for all that you do, for your support and your engagement. Thank you for your time and listening to this update. And as always, if you have questions or input for us, I welcome hearing from you, as do my team members. Thanks again for your support, and we look forward to working with you in 2021 to meet these many opportunities and challenges. Thank you.